When it comes to false accusations in regards to sexual assault cases, oftentimes they're looked at as not even being an issue. Because they never happen, according to many people that you talk to. If you were to go to a feminist and say, what about the false accusations? They would cite RAINN statistics. RAINN statistics say that only 3% of all reported cases come out as being false. Therefore, it's such a marginal number that it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't mean anything. You can just ignore it and walk away. You can just disregard it. But in hate crimes, that's obviously not the case. That people, you can't use that number. Even though that number in and of itself is fuck. I've been reporting on false accusations and false claims for years. Every time I can come across a case like this, I'd say most of the time I come across a case like this, I would definitely report on a false accusation being made. The reason why is because in many cases it has everything to do with sexual assault crimes. And I like to draw attention to false accusations because I feel that there are probably a lot more than the 3% cited in RAINN statistics. Even RAINN's own study is marginally flawed in regards to how it obtains its own statistics based upon the questionnaire that is asked. But it gets used as being this de facto piece of information, this unfallible evidence to disprove that false accusations exist. But when it comes to hate crimes, we don't really have anything like that, which is one of the reasons why this Jussie Smollett case has been so crazy. It's been so wild. It's been so nuts. Here you have a gay black man, an actor on television, on a very popular show, outside of his apartment, Chicago, Illinois, assaulted by two men in white MAGA hats, putting a white rope around his neck in an attempted lynching or a symbolic lynching, pouring unknown chemical substances on him, beating him up, and then leaving him out there at 2:30 in the morning. In winter. In Chicago. Okay. That's the narrative. He comes out, calls the police. The police come to his house 10 minutes later. He's still wearing the white rope around his neck. Okay. They take him to the hospital. He gets released with minor injuries. He goes on the national television circuit talking about it. The conversation of hatred, bigotry, discrimination, and racism erupts in this country to the point of where you could almost see another riot type situation happening. Two white men wearing MAGA hats assaulting a gay black actor in the middle of the night outside of his apartment in Chicago. That is a big, big, big deal. That really is. It's a big, big, big deal. And a lot of activists in Hollywood jumped on this, and they're out there, with the coordinated videos and all of the publicity surrounding it. But a lot of people started really asking the question. They started really asking the question. What? Like, what about this is, like, does this seem right? Does this seem legit? Does this seem like it really happened? Even I'll admit, no, it seemed too good to be true. Wrapped up in a nice little racist bow. Packaged for live television. Putting it out there. That's what it felt like to me. Felt like that to a lot of people. So I sat back and I waited. If this was legitimate, my heart goes out to him. If this was real, I absolutely feel for him. Racism has no place in our society. It is a terrible construct to live by. All it does is breed hatred and violence and terribleness. That's all it does. But still, something about this felt off. And maybe it's because I've covered so many stories of false accusations over the years that maybe my BS meter picked up on it. Maybe my BS meter really got into it, just hit it. So then people started investigating. The Chicago PD was actively looking for these two men. And they picked up two men, two Nigerian citizens living in Chicago who were extras on Empire, who knew Jussie Smollett, who'd worked out with him at the gym. These were not two white MAGA-loving Trump supporters. These were two buff as hell Nigerian men. Like, holy crap. They are big. Right? So the cops found out that they bought these red hats and they bought the bleach and they bought the stuff. And then we find out that they were paid, or at least allegedly, according to them, they were paid $3,500 by Jussie Smollett to stage the attack. Now, of course, all the narrative shifts. The people coming out saying, we need to get justice for Jussie Smollett are saying, we need to bring him to justice. We need to make sure that this sort of thing doesn't go unpunished, because false accusations have a huge splash damage. So do actual accusations. But the way we operate in a society, the way we operate in our society, is that if somebody is in fact falsely accused, it has wide-reaching implications. So Jussie Smollett refuses to talk to the police, refuses to talk to him, stands by his story. This, of course, going on all of the shows, giving a tearful press conference, people out there defending him, standing up for him, protecting him, supporting him, all of these things. And the rest of us are sitting here going, the hell, man? What the hell is going on? Why'd you lie about this? Why did you do it? Because now it's coming out that there was another incident. There was another incident. I just found out about this today. That apparently somebody had sent him a letter that had like a cut out newspaper clippings or magazine clippings, like an old ransom note, basically threatening his life, with white powdery substance in the envelope. Just days before this happened, just last month, on the set of Empire, sent it to the set, got to him, and they tested it and turned out that it was just aspirin. And now we're hearing from the two Nigerians that because that incident, that particular story got no traction, got zero traction, he then staged this event. That is wild. That is so freaking wild. As I said on Twitter, Governor Northam from Virginia at this point is going, oh, thank God. Whew. Oh, man. He wanted a moonwalk right out of his office when that thing hit. Because it's true. I think at that point it's absolutely true. I think what we have here is a situation, in my mind, I'm assuming it's true, with Governor Northam. But in this situation, you have an accusation being made that is very salacious, very, very, very inflammatory, has wide-reaching implications, has the ability to put everyone on edge, and will not be questioned by a lot of people. They'll take it at face value, listen, and believe 100%. Thank God the Chicago PD are actually investigating, because they could have picked up two random white guys who wore MAGA hats and pinned the whole thing on them. It's not like Chicago isn't known for its corrupted police force. There's a reason why Gotham is based around Chicago and not New York. It's that kind of corrupt. But they've done their jobs. Now, Jussie Smollett refuses to talk to the police, like I said, but he's also hired a crisis management team. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That the crisis management team has got to be coming on in to go, okay, here's how you navigate this situation of which you fucked up on. Your own shitty creation. How do we navigate this? Because he's standing by a story that he was attacked, and maybe he was. Maybe he was, and maybe the Nigerian guys are making the whole thing up, but the conversation has now shifted. The conversation has 100% shifted to Smollett being not the victim, but the perpetrator of the act. But why? You're on a successful TV show. You're doing well. Why? Why do it for the attention? Perhaps, and this has been one theory floated around, is that he was in the process of being written off the show, that his character was going to be taken out back and got. Maybe that was going to happen. But now with all of this newfound attention and this scandal and this controversy that he's at the center of, where he is the victim, and it puts it on to white Americans and MAGA hats who maybe allegedly tried to lynch him in the streets of Chicago at 2:30 in the morning. He's too valuable to get rid of. You get rid of him, you cause a backlash from the progressive side of things, from the liberals. You fired the victim? Even though it was a narrative choice that was long in the making, doesn't matter. Now, Empire's come out and said that that's not the case. But of course, we're not going to get the full information from them. We all know that. But I really can't think of any other way for this guy to pull off a stunt like this. Why? What would even remotely get you to do it unless it was money or power? There's no other reason to do it. There's none. Not at all. And what sucks about this, and this is why I like to call out false accusations, is because we don't ever put an adequate punishment on false accusations. There was a girl in college last year, forget which college, but she liked a boy. And she wanted that boy to like her. She really wanted him to like her. So she fabricated a story that she had a three-way with two other, I think, football players, which she did. She legitimately had this three-way with them and then accused them of rape. All because she wanted the attention of the boy she liked. She was ready at that point in time to destroy the lives of two innocent men for no other reason than she wanted to get the attention of another man. And when she was caught, I think she was sentenced to 2 years in prison for this act. She was willing to destroy two lives, ultimately destroy two lives. 2 years in prison. Punishment do not fit the crime in that case whatsoever. Same thing should happen here. Because if Jussie Smollett sent himself this letter with the crushed aspirin, and they discover that he did it, and by the way, they it's not hard to figure that out. That's a 5-year minimum sentence in a federal prison. So the question here is, will Jussie Smollett come clean, admit what he did, at least admit to the staging of the crime? If he admits to the staging of the crime, it will be a far lesser punishment than getting busted for mail fraud. But then again, now the feds are actively investigating the mail fraud, or the situation with the mail. So he might be screwed any way you look at it. And at the end of the day, I feel no pity for him if he did this act. I feel no pity for him at all. Because he was willing to destroy lives. For protection of a job? For financial gain? Nah, man. Nah. I don't feel bad for Jussie Smollett. And quite frankly, neither should you. So I leave it to you. Your thoughts, your opinions. Do you think he's telling the truth? Do you think he's making it up? Do you think that this whole situation has been blown out of proportion by the media? Do you think that any of the people who either attacked him, if they're proven wrong, will apologize, or those who supported him, if they're proven wrong, will apologize? Is this just another clusterfuck in our society? Another stain on who we are as people? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys made it this far, do me a favor, let's type MAGA into the chat because that sounds funny and appropriate. Do that and then give it a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day and peace out. Hey, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Since you're here, why don't leave a comment? Let me know what you think about stuff. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do that as well. You check out any of these great, fantastic, amazing commentary tracks by me. That's right. I'm not egotistical or narcissistic at all. I'm just your average, everyday, normal YouTuber. Thanks for watching.